Hey everybody, it's Kat. I just wanted to say a few words today on the day of George Floyd's funeral, primarily to our colleagues and friends in the 3% community, our Black colleagues and friends, that 3% is standing with you. We will continue to fight alongside you, and we care and we see you. And I keep thinking back to a few years ago when we had one of our conferences where we had our youngest speaker ever, 9-year-old Marlee Dyess. And the theme of the conference that year was, what are you going to do about it? Based on something that her mom asked her. And I want to tell you what I'm going to do about it. Chiefly, I'm going to use my access to agency leaders to continue to put pressure on them to do the things that truly matter, to truly advancing the careers and visibility and equity of our Black leaders that are either leading right now or desiring to lead. And I loved the tweet that someone put this week about, every time they see a Black Lives Matter emblem or logo on a company site, they go to the About page to see what does the leadership look like. And that is something that I will continue to turn the mirror on agencies around what their leadership looks like. And I feel like I also think back to a short video we made that we showcased at the conference a couple of years ago called How Was Your Weekend? I encourage you all to look for that on our YouTube channel, where Nicole Sanchez's amazing insight about how leaders need to show up in times of trauma. And this is a time of trauma. And to check in on your people in a way that is real and to make services available to them like therapy and legal resources. This is a moment that calls for that. And if you're not doing that, I implore you to do so. And then I feel also like sometimes when agencies have courageous conversations, I love the work of Glenn Singleton. I'm amazed sometimes at how they wonder if it was the right thing to do, because in their exit survey, they hear that 30% of people felt it went too far, to which I have said to a CEO, that's exactly where you want to be. 30% of people feeling you went too far is exactly what makes it courageous and exactly why you need to keep doing it. So I will continue to encourage agency leaders to have and host and convene those gatherings. And then wage equity. I mean, another thing that's huge, you must be paying your people equally. If you have not signed our pledge for pay equity, do so. Make sure you're paying everyone equally. And I want to share also a few resources that I've used over the years to educate myself, and the work of Rachel Cargill and Dr. Kimberly Crenshaw and Sonia Renee Taylor on Instagram. These are amazing resources that are available to you, and I encourage you to educate yourself on your own time, pay for these resources, share them, revisit them. And lastly, on a larger note, I want to say what 3% is going to continue to do, which is what I love Cindy Gallup calls communication through demonstration. And that is our model, which is to just keep showing the world as we know it should look and it can look, and invite people in to see Black leaders keynoting and talking about things besides diversity and inclusion, letting them be the thought leaders they are. We will continue to showcase that talent. And we also will be continuing to fund our accelerator that we started for Black women who have started their own businesses, one of the most exciting initiatives in 3%. We will continue supporting that. And lastly, in our certification program, we will continue looking at representation. Recently, we've had a couple standout agencies in terms of achieving really, really solid representation at the top. And we're going to start to do more study of those cultures. How did they get that way so they can inspire other agencies that it can be done? Here's how it looks in practice. So you have my word, you have our team's word standing here saying, this work is not done. We are 100% committed, and stay safe, and thanks for listening.